I love our intro.
I know.
Why did I do crickets? That's weird. I'm always like worried about like what dance move I'm gonna pop out with at the woo part, and and I'm always disappointed.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Like,
Hi,
that
guys.
wasn't cool. Don't do that. It's embarrassing.
This bow, though. I don't know about this bow.
It's cute.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it? I kind of feel like little girls wear bows.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's like I'm not trying to be young. I don't care about my age. I just.
No, I'm not even talking about like teenagers. I mean like little girls.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But they made this for an adult. I'm just going to hide the bow things after this. But y'all are going to have to deal with the bow. Sorry.
It works. So today we wanted to talk about fighting.
Yes, we do fight.
We recently had a fight, and that's what made me think of it.
Yeah.
But and I asked Priscilla, and she's like, "Yeah, we can talk about that."
Yeah.
You know, and the thing, like, because it's relatable to people, and because I think everybody does it. I was thinking about my mom this morning on the way to drop Abby off because I was thinking about what we were going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I text her, you know, I did the voice thing. I was like, I was thinking about you, thinking about how I've never seen you and Dan, my stepdad, fight. That's weird, but thinking about you. They never fought in front of us. So I don't even know. Like, maybe we should bring her on the show. Like, because I don't even know how they fought.
You don't even know, like, what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Like, I feel like walking in on them fighting would be like like walking in on them doing something else, you know? Like, what's going on in here? What? I've never seen them fight.
That's weird. That's,
I think, like, I've seen my mom get annoyed with him. Maybe.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But not like angry annoyed, just like, ugh, husbands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Aw.
I don't know. Maybe I'll text her and see if she's available, see if she wants to talk about it. Okay, so our fighting, yeah.
It's not
last time we talked
not
about this, we said that the only thing that we ever fight about was Isaiah, was the kids.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you were super protective. I expect a lot out of them.
Now,
What was that?
I don't know.
Oh.
That's what that is.
We're losing.
Okay, we're going to have to start over.
No, we're good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
Okay.
I don't know.
Total chaos happening here.
I think something fell on your side. Anyway, okay, back at it.
I don't see anything.
We might lose our light. Anyway, so we used to fight about Isaiah.
Now he's gone. Now he's not the one.
So what do we fight about now then?
What did we fight about? Communication.
Time. Work.
Yeah.
Oh. Yep.
What is happening? It's a Monday.
So those mics are... Okay. Yeah. Time and work. Time with each other
Yeah.
and work, I feel like.
So with COVID, okay, it's the cat. It's the cat.
It was the cat.
She's throwing things on the floor. So with COVID, you know, a lot of people may be working from home now. We were already working from home,
Right.
but lately I feel like we're having a hard time finding a good balance between work and life. And when I say life, I mean like time for us not working.
Relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it's just like we're on this overdrive, which is fine. Like, I mean, you know, it's not like we're out like partying. That could be a real issue, right? So I think that's why it's going to be easier to fix the problem that we're having. But we just have to make it a point to make time for each other, not working.
Yeah, there's no like guilt in what we're doing. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I don't feel guilty for prioritizing things. And because that would suck, you know, the guilty feeling, like prioritizing the wrong thing. I feel, you know, misaligned or whatever because I'm prioritizing things. And it's not like a matter of like working too much even. I don't feel like that's what it is. It's like, I use the word intentional, being more intentional with what I do and when I do it so that I can give that time where it needs to be given.
So when Isaiah was here, we did a lot of volunteering, especially me. I did a lot of volunteering at the school. And so I think during those times, you may have done what you do now, but now we're together like all the time. And so I'm like, okay, we don't have to work the entire time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't have that volunteer part, not just because Isaiah's gone, but because like at Abby's school, you can't volunteer right now for a lot of things. It's like after school hours that you're volunteering. Well, then we're with Abigail.
Right.
So I think that's also a thing, is that we are spending more time together, but it's not like time together.
Yeah. And I guess we got to go back to like what our fight was about and kind of what that looked like, because I do, we do get a lot of comments like, oh, couple goals and stuff like that. And I think we are. I'm proud that we're kind of couple goals. We have a great marriage. We really do. Mm-hmm. But we have our moments, and the other day was one of those moments. Like, it was a big moment, and where we're both angry and sad and hurt all at the same time. You have all those emotions. It's not like one of us is mad and the other one's just like whatever. Like, we're both fully invested.
Right.
And we both felt, Priscilla felt slighted and I felt attacked, and it was just, so we were both on the defense, and that's always hard. I think sometimes we do say things that we shouldn't say.
Of course.
And it's not always, and I don't want to come right out and say like we say things we don't mean, because a lot of times we do mean it, but it could be said differently, or it could be handled not at that moment. Like, you don't have to bring up other things into a fight, because that just makes it harder. What are you laughing about?
Because it's such a girl thing, I think, to do that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm guilty of that. My bad.
I wasn't going to call you out on it, but
it's kind of obvious, sir.
Yeah, and that's...
Where are my girls? Where are my fellow girls bringing up old stuff?
That's a hard thing. Well, and I've done it before, too. You bring up other things that aren't related. It might be something that has been bothering you, And
that's why it's so important to communicate. And I've talked about this in my marriage video that I did, is that when things are bothering you, go to your significant other and say, look, this is bothering me, but don't just like walk away and be like, deal with it,
Right.
Come with a solution.
Right.
And so I'm so bad. I talk a good game, but I'm bad about because I don't want to feel naggy. So I don't want to feel like every time something annoys me that I bring it up. So I just wait and bring it all up at one time.
You do bottle things up.
I do.
And because I'm clueless, I'm like,
you are.
Where is all this? Like, where's all this coming from? I'm like, what the heck is going on right now? So that's kind of how we yell at each other. We try not to. I can tell you that like one of the worst things that I do, one of my bad habits, and it's not intentional, but I try to come across as like collected. Like, because I use logic to argue, because I'm a highly logical person. Like, that's just the way my brain works. That I try to come across as collected. So I speak calmly and very matter to the fact about things. But that doesn't come across as collected. That comes across as condescending.
Yes, very much so.
And it's not intended to be condescending, but that's how it comes across. So then she feels like I'm being condescending towards her, like I think I'm smarter than her. So then that makes her even more angry. So then she gets even more elevated, and I am still trying to maintain calm. And then it gets to a point where like I start raising my voice, and then it's just,
But he comes across like that and then makes me look like I'm some crazy woman, because I'm like, what is his problem? Why is he acting like this?
Yeah, well, and part of it's like, okay, we can diffuse this and talk, but at that point, there's no diffusing. Like, it's just, you need to, I'm still in the camp of everybody take their clothes off.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in a dispute,
You haven't done it.
I know I have not. I need to. If you're in a dispute, if you are arguing with your spouse, take your clothes off.
If you did that, I would die.
It's a point. How are you going to argue with a naked person?
I'm not.
Right? That's like if anybody ever breaks into the house and in the middle of the night, I'm taking my drawer. I sleep in my drawers, but I'm taking them off. Nobody's going to want to fight a naked person.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to run away.
Could you imagine that being on the headlines?
Naked man chases burglar out of.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Like, you don't want to mess with a naked guy. How are you going to argue with me if I'm standing there in front of you stark naked?
I'm not.
Exactly.
I'd be like, he has lost his mind.
That's all right. We'll start small. First time we start to argue, we take our shirts off.
Oh, we'll start small.
Yeah.
That's small for you, not for me.
Still have a brassiere. Shirts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have to stand chest to chest.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay,
and argue
well,
that way.
The next time we
See how the
argue,
argument
guys,
goes.
we'll do a podcast afterwards to let you
and
know
I
how it
don't
worked
think
out.
that's not a solution though, right? Because the problem still exists.
Yeah.
You know, all joking aside, the problem still exists.
So
When you that's just avoidance.
So I'm proud of us because this time I came to you later on after we.
Oh, sweetheart, let me just stop you there. Because I am not going to come to you because I don't know when the waters are safe.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Okay. I thought you were saying I'm proud of me because
No.
I'm the one. I got you.
So a lot of times when we argue, we're just like, oh, we'll just, kiss
We
and make up.
apologize. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But this time I came to you and I said, we can't just let this go. Like, we have to have a solution to this.
Yeah.
And so we actually sat there and talked about like ways that we were going to fix the situation at hand.
Right.
We don't normally do that. Here we are almost 20 years in, and we're still, learning and growing. And so if you're like, oh my gosh, I've been married like 10 years. When is this crap going to, it's not like, I'm just going to put it to you straight, unless you're Dan and Jessica, I guess. I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, we're still learning and growing as a couple, and I don't know.
Yeah, big moves there.
Yeah.
Like that sitting down, like, and we were not like, okay, sweetheart. Like, we were still in the clutches of, both of us were upset. Both of us were hurt, but we were able to have a conversation about it. And it was almost important that we were still feeling those emotions, because you're not going to just blow things up. This cat is going to go through this window.
I know. There's a moth.
You're not going to just blow things off and be like, I'm sorry, me too. Hug it out, kissy kissy.
Right.
We both felt like we still needed to fix this, and we had some pretty great ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So with COVID,
And
a
this
lot
is
of us are working from home.
A few days in, and we're doing well.
We're doing well
with the things that we put into place.
Yes. With COVID, a lot of us are working from home with our spouses and stuff like that. So maybe you can apply these things to your life, but essentially, my whole word during the whole thing was intentional, being more intentional with things. It's easy to sit down and start working and get distracted by something else, and then but by providing tools that I need, like block scheduling, planning my day minute by minute, things like deciding, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to start this edit right now, and this is my end time. No matter what happens, this is my end time. I'll have rollover at the end of the day that I can use to finish things up then, but like, I need to structure my day better so that I'm not going, oh, what's this new YouTube video about a new camera coming out? I got to watch that right now. And that's by being more intentional with what I do. I'm able to provide more time to the things that really matter in life, which is, like our relationship, and foster that. When something I was thinking about today on the way home is asking you to lunch, if you go to lunch with me, because Priscilla asks me all the time, and this is the important thing. Like, we work together, so she'll say, "What do you want to do for lunch?" I'm like, I don't know, and she's like, let's figure something out. And I don't know if she feels this way, but it could translate into this, so keep this in mind. When I say I don't know, and then I rely on her to figure out lunch, and she just runs and picks something up by herself. She leaves, picks something up, brings it back. She has fed me because I have prioritized what I'm doing at that time over her. Instead,
oh, you're going to get me emotional.
I need to make it a point to, when she says, what do you want to do for lunch? I want to go to lunch with you. Why every time you cry, it's not a crying thing. It's lunch. Even if it's just get a burger, whatever, just I need to prioritize that time with you. And if I need to move things around my day, instead of you going to fetch me a meal, that's just not, that's, and
it's so 1950s.
If it's every once in a while, it's fine, obviously. Yeah. This doesn't have to be an every time thing, but I need to make a better habit of that, and these are the type of things that I'm trying to think of and trying to improve on. So, because I
supposed to come with something I'm trying to improve on? I didn't do my homework. I'm sorry.
No, not.
I'll
not
just
at all.
pick better lunches.
Priscilla is all about quality time. So, that's not an area that she really needs to improve in. She likes that quality time already.
Asa really likes words of affirmation.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, that's the love languages. We actually took a marriage class, before Abigail was born.
Yeah, at our church.
On the love languages. And it's funny because in my business, my makeup business, we talk about love languages all the time. And you can apply it to anything, your relationships, friendships, work, anything.
Right.
Because sometimes if you're not getting through to someone, it may not be that they're trying to neglect you. I actually watched a TikTok the other day, and this lady said, I was so upset because my boyfriend was never romantic with me. And once I took this love languages class, I realized he is being romantic in his own way. His love language was acts of service. And so he was constantly doing stuff around their house. That's his love language. So even though it's not him bringing her flowers or taking her out on a picnic, that's just his love language. And sometimes that's where we struggle because we do things for others that maybe is our love language.
Right.
And we expect them to receive it the same way, and you're not going to. So that's why it's so important to either figure out what your partner's love language is, or your partner needs to say, oh, that's their love language, and they're giving it, they're sharing it with me. Mm-hmm. But I think it's super important to do that.
That's why I'm always thanking Priscilla for dinner. When thanking her for things, telling her she looks beautiful, telling her how proud of her I am and stuff, because words of affirmation is. Mm-hmm. So physical touch is a minor love language of mine.
What?
Yeah.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
You don't like to be touched.
Yeah.
Nope, your mom ruined that one.
The rare occasion that you come up and
rub
my back or put your arms around me, I love it. I love it. You don't do it very often though, because you don't think that that's my love language.
Right. Because you don't make it like it's your love language.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm telling you,
it's on like Donkey Kong now, sir.
I'm telling you. Maybe it's a recent development. I don't know, but I'm like, oh, I don't know. It kind of falls in line with the words of affirmation thing, to be honest. That kind of physical touch, right? Not like intimacy, like it just shows me that you love me. It shows me that. I'm just
gonna grab your butt all the time.
Okay.
The vlogs are going from G to PG, guys.
Oh my god.
No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, what's your other love language? Would you say? What's your secondary? Would you say?
I would say a touch.
Touch.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Look at us.
Yeah. We're touching each
other. Team touch over here. Lots of touching.
Keep it PG, sir.
Oh Lord. So that's sitting down and really discussing solutions to our problems was the solution for us, and it's like Priscilla said, I don't know that it always required us to do that for every disagreement, but man, it worked better than anything we've done so far.
I know. And you're going to be constantly growing and evolving. I mean, even your love languages are going to change over time, They're just going to. It's just going to be different. So you have to figure out what's going to work for you. And it may not work your next argument, but give it a try again. And maybe it'll work the next time. You just never know. I mean, humans are so weird. We're weird.
I would say you can't expect, expectations need to be low though for people, because, you know, when we went into this, like our plan, what we said out loud was a full, like, major change to what our behavior, right? The way that we have operated for the last couple of years, our behavior, you know, as far as the job is concerned, right? Mm-hmm. Our behavior with things that we've set into a pattern and have a habit of, like, that's asking a lot of someone to fully change. So commit to that, plan for that big change, if a big change is what's needed, but be prepared for the other person to change incrementally, you know, like small adjustments to things, and then the afterthought thing, right? Like, back to parenting with Isaiah, when I would expect him to change something, we'd have a talk with him, you know, about his schoolwork or whatever. Fun fact, the kid is not great at school. Like, he was an IB student. He's brilliant, but he did not like working at school.
It just comes natural to him, thank goodness.
Yes, fortunately, he's super smart. But, you know, we would want to see him implement a change, and I would tell him, like even if you screw up, but then you switch to fix it immediately, like, crap, sorry, then that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, messing up, but then immediately adjusting to, you know, to change course without someone doing it for you, that's okay. And you need to look at that in your relationships as well. Like, if they just haven't changed anything and they're making no effort, then you need to have that talk again, I think. But
it's not going to happen overnight.
Made effort. Yeah, exactly.
It may take a little while to adjust things, but if you see progress forward motion, that's what you're kind of looking for.
And then recognize that, like, say it out loud.
Yeah, make it known that you see
when they
that.
have. Yeah, exactly. Last night, you know, I went upstairs. I had work to do last night. I had to work last night. But I made sure I went upstairs when you went to bed because I wanted to prioritize your time over the other things that I had to do.
And I was so thankful for that.
Yeah, and she said that to me. She's like, "Oh, thank you so much," you know. She did, but you gotta realize how, like, our relationship though, because I'm up there and she's like, "What are you doing?" Like, because it was only like 10 o'clock. You know?
I'm like, I'm gonna turn the news on. Like, that's what I do.
The earliest I go to bed is midnight, earliest, and that's an early night. So yeah, 10 o'clock. She's like, "What are you doing?" You know. So, but she made it known that she appreciated that, and so we're killing it.
We are
doing a good job.
We are. We're doing so good.
Yeah. Any other tips or tricks for fighting? Don't. And I'm not saying this like we don't, because we do, but hindsight is always 20/20. If work really hard at not bringing up other things into the fight. We both do it. I'm not calling you. I know, but that's a really big thing. That makes it. Tell me that doesn't make it so much worse.
Yeah.
Like, during the fight, if fights are gonna happen, they're gonna happen. You're gonna have disagreements. Things are gonna annoy you. You got two human beings that are individuals that live under the same roof, that are, I don't know, maybe you're special and you don't fight. I don't know. But I feel like people that fight harder have more passion in their relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe you don't fight. Maybe you're weird like that. But I think most people do. And just, you know, be careful. Be careful. You can really hurt somebody. And that's always been a weird thing. Like, why do we give our worst to the people that we love the most?
Our kids are the same way, though.
Yeah.
Like, just humans. I mean, because I feel like
it's a human nature thing.
If you acted like that with anyone else, they could just walk away. Yeah. I mean, it'd take a lot for you to just walk away.
True.
Like,
me from
it's
you?
a lot of paperwork at this point.
It's facts. Okay, let us know, guys. There's the voicemail feature on Anchor. If you're listening to us on Anchor, if you're watching the video playback, let us know down in the comments. If any of this was relatable to you, you know, if let us know if we helped you out at all. I don't know. You know, we're not we're not going to give marriage advice necessarily. Well, Priscilla did. She made a whole video on it. But just from our experiences, we have a successful marriage after 20 years. We've had our ups and downs, but we're still here.
Yep.
So I love you so very much.
I love you so very much.
Can I take you to lunch?
You can.
Okay.
I'll let you.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We will see you next time.
Bye, guys. Woo! Oh, don't do that. That's not it. I've got bows. You're doing the thing. What's that called? The nay-nay.
The whip. That was the whip.